I do, but I mean,
Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hiya, guys.
Guys, pray for me. This is a new year. I'm requesting for prayers because my lovely wife is being a prayer item. So I need prayers to learn how to
If
pray with
only
her.
you knew.
And this is the
Okay.
month of February.
Oh.
Again, she's changed the direction. Oh, there. No, take it back. There, again. There, that's
Okay.
it. Welcome, guys.
That's magic.
It's magic.
I do things without holding that thing. Hi, guys.
Sorry, we've been away for 2 weeks again.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. 2
Oosh.
weeks. Blame my wife because I've been ready. For her. This is the marriage village. We keep it real. I've been ready, but you know, software issues, and I don't know this, I don't know that. So
Do you guys see what Adam did at the
But
garden?
it's true. It's
Like
true.
everything
Eve-
this woman
No, no.
gave me.
Eve brought us into
It's
this mess.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, fine. So this we had promised to give you. In our last episode, we talked about the man. I mean, you guys are dating, and you've broken up, and one of you has realized. By the way, we need to get back together.
Yeah.
And today we are going to address the same subject, but from a different perspective, from a marital angle.
Yeah.
And so,
So is it the person? Okay, you wanna
yeah,
read
yeah.
the question?
So the
first
question
to
goes
remind
like this:
people.
Happy New Year, Pasi. I've been thinking about some issues about winning my spouse back, and many of us fall out of love. I'm not so sure. Okay. Many of us fall out of love. I'm not sure if that is a term, but anyway, we fall out of love because of some reasons like being cheated on, miscommunication, etc. But after the breakup or separation, you start to feel like you want the other person back. And so, how do you win your spouse back after you've been separated for a season? And now you're thinking, I want him back.
So that means the person is the one who did wrong. Because now you're trying to win.
Yes, exactly.
Right? You're the one who did wrong.
I'm the one who hurt my spouse.
Yeah.
And she has left me.
Yeah, because you hurt her.
She has left me.
Yeah, because of
Not
you.
because she hurted me. She hurted me or she hurt me.
Right.
Yeah. So how do you win back my love after you've left me? It can happen both ways, by the way, because there are certain cases, and we'll talk about that later. Yeah. So how do you win back your spouse after he has left you, and you've been separated for a season?
Yeah.
Where do you start?
Ooh, how much can we emphasize on prayer? I think for me that would be the first place. Prayer. And when I say prayer, it's just about asking God to give you the wisdom. So you're the one who, what name do we give? Aggrieved? No, you're not the aggrieved. You're the one who brought in the grieved. So number one is just to acknowledge that, and this is in your closet, this is in your place of prayer. Agree what you did was wrong without trying to give all the excuses that are there. And you could be having some very, very, very beautiful, valid points, but that's beside the point. So number one, just getting in there and agreeing, accepting, taking the mistake fully and asking the Lord to shape you from it, and the lessons you've learned or anything else that you need to learn, and asking for forgiveness. And then now the next step whereby is for you to actually call on your spouse and let them know, hey, I am sorry. And probably you've said it even in the past, but was it coming from your heart, or was it coming from a place of, this is an emergency, I need this fixed, oh my God, we cannot separate, we cannot, no, so I'm sorry. But then you're not really thinking of the magnitude of what you did. So after you've done your bit with God, many times we've seen couples who are very lazy to wait and say, you know what, I told God I'm sorry, what? So if it's meant to be, let it be, let God do his part. That's not the case. As you're praying for yourself and you're praying for your spouse, because God, the heart of a king is in God's hands, so he can turn it whichever way. So ask the Lord, could you start doing a work in my spouse's heart, man or woman. That way, when you go and now share your peace, as I said, probably you said sorry before, but now it's about sitting down and really saying sorry. And of course, there'll be many questions that would come with why and how could you and what could you just refrain from trying to say so much other than how sorry you are. And then if you're going to explain anything, do it with the least emotions, not getting out of the situation, but you're not allowed, you're the one who caused the pain. You're not allowed to come in and start throwing hands and oh my god, you know you did this and this. No, it's not a blame game. Really, really avoid blame game.
I think for me, I'll begin first of all, before even getting to the place of prayer, is to be separate with myself. You see, already, because of the mistake or the hurt or the betrayal that happened, we've been apart from each. We've been living separate lives, and so before I even get to the place where I want to talk to God, I need to do some introspective analysis and get back and really dig deep into my heart, into my soul, and ask myself, wait a minute. Why am I living alone? Why am I in this state? What actually happened? Is it possible that my spouse is right? Did I actually do this misdemeanor? Did I actually hurt them to this extent? What drove me to get to get to that point where I hurt my spouse? Because I need, first of all, to be very, very honest and very, very sincere with myself and see the gravity of my mistake before I can even go back to God. Because it's possible for me to approach God in a superficial manner, and because of selfishness, because as you're saying, maybe I miss hot cooked meals.
Right.
And so I'm just going to God. I want to twist. I'm like, God, I'm sorry, but I've not really taken time to process what I've been through. And I'm thinking that the easiest way to get back to my partner is to take a shortcut through God. And God is sincere. I mean, God is real. He can see the sincerity in my heart, whether I'm trying to flatter him or not. And so then now when I can go back to God, I can actually break down with remorse and say, by the way, like David, I can sincerely see where I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I want to take ownership and responsibility. And I've not just sinned against my spouse, I've sinned against you. I've done something that is wrong. And so I want your forgiveness. And then I want you to help me, give me the wisdom on how to approach my wife, my spouse, because it is very, very easy to go there with your own logical formula, your own way of doing things. Or probably, if this may be, for some of you, probably this has been happening in it's not the first time it's happening. It's probably happened 2-3 times before. And maybe you're thinking the last time it happened, this is what I did and it worked for me. So I know my spouse. I just need to call her or call him or send a text or buy a gift. And maybe your spouse has gotten to the place where they've had it. And so this particular time, unless God comes on for you, your goose is cooked.
You know, why I truly believe you have to start from a place of prayer, because so many people don't even see, don't even know the magnitude of what they've done. Neither, yeah, so there's that angle. Then there's the angle where the devil lies to you. You know that people are doing it anyway. You know, so you're not remorseful.
You're blinded by your
you're
own.
so blinded, and you know, and I've had, you know, couples, you know, the cheating spouse maybe, or someone who did it. It's not just cheating or something else really bad. For example, going into your account and taking probably your savings, or not just savings, but any money, and you never consulted with each other. You just did whatever you did, and you know, it left you at a very bad place. And of course, then it led to something where you either separated or you're in the same room. You know, there are so many people who are separated but in the same house. So there could also be that where you take the guest room, or you sleep in the same bedroom, because you have no luxury of having the guest room, but you sleep in the same bedroom, but nothing is happening. Why? And so many times some people feel I'm entitled to it, you know, and that's why the place of prayer is so important, because you say that money which was there, I'm actually the one who's bringing most of it, you know, or I cheated on him because he's been absent, he doesn't care about me, he's not there. We give ourselves every reason to feel good about yourself.
I think it's an excuse. It's not
Exactly.
even a
It's
reason.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's an excuse. We give ourselves every excuse so that we can just feel better about ourselves. We can feel less, the burden is less on you because there's a huge burden whenever you go separate ways for whatever reason. So then the only way for you to feel at least better, it wasn't so much me, you begin to rationalize it with every wrong way. And that's why I think the place of prayer is so important, where you just lay it bare and tell God, you know what, I'm actually not seeing it, or I see where she's coming from or where he's coming from. But then the magnitude, how she's behaved, it's a bit much. So there's all this arrogance filling you up, or ego, or whatever it is that you're struggling with, because what you don't understand is your background can play so much on what's happening in your marriage, because maybe it's how you saw your dad or your mom treat each other, or how you saw your close friend, how it happened to her in the relationship. She did this, he did that, and they just came back together. So many different things come to play. So because you do not know, and there's one who knows about everything about you, and one who knows the institution of marriage better because he set it up himself, then how about you start from there, whereby you go and allow the Lord to start a work. It's, remember the clay in a potter's hands. So basically you're going back as this pot that is so done, it's so ready, it looks beautiful, but it has a crack inside that cannot be seen on the outside, and it's only a matter of time before the pot is disintegrated into tiny pieces. So go back to the one who began the institution, the one who knows you, the one who knows him or her, your spouse, and then ask him, help me from here. I'm feeling all types of way. The beauty about God is you will tell him anything. You can tell him, I'm not feeling my spouse. You can tell him, I am so hurt. I think she's exaggerating. I don't think I hurt her that much. I mean, with God, you can be bare, but you can't start telling him, I think you're being very, you're exaggerating. Why are you this upset or something like that? So, you're right.
Okay. So now we've done the inner work. You've talked to God about it. Now what next? How do you now how do you break the ice? How do you make the initial contact? And maybe you're not even breaking the ice. Probably if you're co-parenting, you already see each other on a regular basis because of the children. There are instances where you have couples who are separated, but they're in business together.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting dynamic.
I think I'll speak as a lady. What I would want is you start, for us, it's not the big things. So maybe you'll speak for the men.
Oh, yes.
I mean, for us, it's, for me, and I represent quite a number of ladies, of course, not all, but the very good place to start is the little things. So if we do not have children, then we are looking at just the compliments. Every other day compliment. Notice my hair when I've done it. I mean, notice my dress. Notice all these things, because what that does, it softens. It begins to soften my heart. It begins to say you're taking notice of something. It begins to tell me there's a way you're looking at me that is not just the normal way. So from there, now you ask me out so that we can sit down and have a talk. At least I'm at a good place. You're not just starting from nowhere. Can we sit down and have a talk? Can we? Oh, no. If you're not seeing me to compliment about this or that, then call me or text. Maybe I will not pick your call because I'm too upset. Send a message. Find out how I'm doing. How was your day today? Bring up a memory that tags on ladies' hearts. Bring up a memory today being the 3rd of July. I've thought about, this day we went, blah, blah, blah. And that tells me, oh, he's thinking about me? In the middle of the night. So he actually doesn't have someone he's calling right now. Those are some of the things that speak to me that, well, you want this. I can see you're making those, it's the little steps that you're making before we get to sit down and actually begin to talk.
That's very interesting. for men, if I speak on for men, we are so big on respect. We are so big on honor. We are big on value, and so when you know your husband, the things that he values. By now, you should have known his language of respect. How does he interpret? How does he internalize respect? And so, if you can bring that, if you know the big thing, now how do I bring to him? How do I communicate that I still respect him? I'm remorseful for what I did as his wife. I'm remorseful for betraying him or for lying, whatever it is that I did that made us go separate ways. But I still want to communicate that I value him, I honor him as a king, and I still see him that regard and I respect him. So it would mean that, for instance, when we are talking, if you're I'll avoid to say loudmouth, but what I want to say is passionate.
If you're loud.
If you're a very passionate lady and
Yeah.
you're very expressive and so on, when you talk to him, your voice needs to be tempered. Because anytime you raise your voice, all he's seeing is the loudmouth, nagging lady who drove him insane. And so if you need to tone down your decibels and communicate, you can still say the same thing, you can still remain passionate, but tone it down. If your choice of words was not palatable in the sense that you're very, very expressive and you're a woman of candor and you believe that you shoot straight from the hip, you may need to change that again.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing that you can do when you're trying to win back your man is to go back with the same modus operandi and push him even further. And he'll be like, by the way, I'm now sure I don't want her back. And then I'll build on that. Keep adding up honor, value, respect. They can come in whichever order, but as you build on that, you're beginning to reaffirm him. There's something is going to rise up in him, and he'll feel like, I think I'm attracted to her. I see a certain femininity, because for us men, we want you to be feminine. We don't want you necessarily to change your personality, but be feminine, be effeminate, be nice, be the girl who is still all maintaining your personality, but don't come out very, very aggressive and very, very combative.
Right.
Yeah.
And probably for me as a woman, I would want the man not to come with all the logic that is there in the world.
Very right, very right.
Like, if you're trying to win me over, don't come with all the logic and everything. Tug on my heart, tug on my emotion, pull those strings well.
So then would it mean, if I want to tug on your emotions, when I'm talking to you and I want you, when you're being expressive, instead of trying to rationalize that, I just listen.
Right.
But sometimes I just listen and the lady is like, why aren't you saying anything? So now, where is the balance?
Right.
When I'm trying to allow you to express yourself, and if the man is trying to express himself, he comes off as logical.
Yeah. I think only a few crazy ladies would be talking and expecting you to bring an answer. Like, if you're going to sit down with a mature person or someone who really wants to have a conversation with you, will be able to talk and allow you time to talk.
Okay.
So there's no way then that question will come in while you're not talking. Of course, unless you're all crazy and you're just in some type of way, feeling some type of way. Otherwise, we'll be able to sit down, I express myself and you express yourself. And let's remember, when I'm talking as a lady, it is a man who's hurt me. When you're talking as a man, it is a woman who's hurt you.
Yeah.
So if it's a man who's hurt me, if he's the one who went out and did something crazy, then yeah, come in that way. Tug on my heart. I mean, remind me what we were supposed to be and how you failed me. One of the things that men are not good at is taking up the blame, and really just saying sorry. And because remember, for us ladies, we see a life when we see marriage life when we are 5 years, 9 years, 10 years. We know exactly how the marriage should look like, because that's what we play. We play house. We do quite a number of chores as we're growing up, more than the boys, at least in during our days. So then we've played it all out. So there's that family life that I was thinking of, and probably I shared with you when we were married. So now that you're out, this is a good time for you to start thinking, what have I been sharing? For you to bring it on board, because I'm telling you guys, the easiest, fastest way to get to a woman's heart is to tug on her heart, tug on her emotions. And then now you're able to sit down, because there will be that time that I need you to answer why. There'll be that time that I need hard facts. That time will not come when you're not tugging. If it comes before you tug on my heart, before I have this feel good thing going on, it becomes a different conversation. It becomes harder. Yes, it can happen, but it becomes harder. It becomes strenuous. But when you've tugged on my heart, now I'm asking from a point of, I just want to understand. In fact, you can get a woman who's saying, did I do something? Now, for someone to ask that's I mean, they've come down, I don't know how many notches down. But if a woman hasn't come down those notches, that means you've not done a good job. You'll be like, what? And all the very emotional, and just like, I want to show you that you will never do this to me again. And which doesn't help for any side to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and lastly, now you may need, as you're building on that, because remember it's supposed to be a process. Don't rush it.
No.
For some couples are able to navigate through that process well, and even get back to moving back together and rebuilding their lives. Amen to that. But in some cases, you may need professional help. You may need a counselor. You may need your best couple, your pastor, or a professional to sit down with you and maybe give some an objective perception into the things that the two of you are grappling with. It's normally very, very helpful to get a third eye.
Yes.
Or another set of ears listening to both of you. And now when they mirror back your thoughts to you, you'll be like, by the way, I never saw it that way.
Right.
Because sometimes there can be a lot of back and forth. Both of you are trying to be right. Both of you are trying to justify yourself. You've got to the place where there is good conversation, but you're not making headway. You are stuck in a rut. Find professional help or a third person to speak into your life.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Marital coach, right here. We'll put our email.
Yeah.
Where you can reach us. I mean, just reach out to someone. Someone who will be able to just speak to you. I can't even add from what you said.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Other than that, this is going to be an awesome year. We are looking forward to being a blessing with you. In the month of August, we are preparing an awesome virtual conference called Love Without Ceasing. It's going to be awesome. 20th of August 2022. Put that in your diary, put that in your calendars, and stay tuned right here. You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and we are going to see you again next week.
All right. Bye, guys. Make that phone call. If you know you did wrong, make that phone call.
Yep.
And make it right.
And let us know
Yes.
what God is doing.
All right. Bye-bye.
God bless you.